What up, draft nerds? Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Right now, we're looking at Jalon Walker, 6'2", 245-pound off-ball linebacker slash edge rusher out of Georgia, who's receiving some early round one hype. And Dane Brugler of The Athletic, who is one of the absolute best in the business when it comes to the draft world, he currently has him 7th overall on his 2025 big board. Kyle Krabs of the 33rd team, another one of the very best in the business, has a true first round grade on Jalon Walker. Let's take a look at what Dane Brugler has to say about Walker here. Says Walker will crush the draft process because of his testing, athleticism, and a professional mindset that will connect him with NFL coaches. He's an off-ball linebacker for the Bulldogs and have the movement skills to drop or pursue the run, but his greatest value will be as a pass rusher. Again, has him at 7th overall on his board. Why is he receiving all this hype? For me, I think you have to start with the physical toolbox when you're asking yourself why. He is uber explosive. He has really good length at his size, and he is ultra competitive, right? And he's versatile. He does a lot for that Georgia defense, and all that stuff does get you juiced up. Plus, he's only 20 years old. Birthday is in 2004. Absolutely crazy. He's going to be drafted next year. When you're talking about him as an edge player, talking about some of the questions I have here, I don't think he can play the run and set the edge out there. At least not now, not right now, not at the NFL level. He struggles with it in college when he's asked to do that. It doesn't look like he knows what he's doing consistently. It doesn't look like he really has the strength or the technique to hang out there with some of those big guys. I mean, he's 245 pounds, and asking him to set the edge against 310, 320, 330 pound offensive tackle, that ain't no joke. I mean, you saw him trying to do that against Cameron Williams of Texas, and there was no chance. I just don't really see any refinement as a pass rusher. I'm talking about an edge rusher, right? Coming off the edge, I don't see a pass rush plan. I don't see a lot of pass rush moves. Right now, what I see is, I hope my athleticism and my leverage is able to beat the guy in front of me. I have seen a couple swipes, crossover type moves as well from him that have worked against some of the competition he's gone against, but nothing consistent in terms of the pass rush plan or the pass rush arsenal, right? So, development is required there. What I think he's best at right now, and it's interesting because earlier in his career at Georgia, he was like specifically a designated pass rush type of player. This year, he's playing off-ball linebacker and also getting on the line of scrimmage, playing some pass rush, playing some edge. So what I think he's best at right now, I think he's a great blitzer. I also think he's great at being part of games up front where you get him as a free runner and just let him attack. He's also really good at spying quarterbacks. I think he's fantastic in that regard. I think he's good dropping into shallow zones and coverage as a flat defender and coverage as well. Where I think he struggles as like an off-ball linebacker, really keying in against the run, having good eyes against the run. I also don't think he's really going to thrive in man coverage against tight ends or running backs. Haven't seen him do a lot of that, and I don't really think I see that skill set in his game. So there's some questions, and you have to watch so much of his tape to get a feel for what he can be at any of these spots specifically. Because Georgia does so much with him. He's asked to do so many different things. They have a rotation. He's not always on the field, right? So you have to watch a lot of tape at Georgia to really try to get a feel for him. I don't think he's a full-time 3-4 outside linebacker. I don't think he's a 4-3 defensive end, certainly. I don't think he's going to be a great pure off-ball linebacker in every situation. And again, we're talking about him as a true first round grade, top 7 talent according to Dane Brugler in this class right now. And as Kyle Krabs pointed out, I definitely stand with him here. I think that Jalon Walker needs to land in the right system that's going to use him as an attacking force multiplier, as someone who is purely almost purely an attack style player or someone dropping into shallow zones. I just don't think you see him doing that much else beyond that, really. And I really don't know how many teams operate in that world right now that would know how to use him and use his versatility that he brings and develop him. Because again, at 20 years old, he is raw, he is unrefined, he doesn't have a lot of experience, he hasn't played a lot as an off-ball linebacker, he hasn't played a ton as an edge player. Really, the fits for me when I look around the league right now, Minnesota and New England. And of course, Brian Flores comes from the Bill Belichick school of thought. And then you have New England, who, Gerard Mayo was a Bill Belichick player and disciple. So those are the teams that I could see potential fits maybe. I'd also like to see him land anywhere that just has great pass rush development. Maybe you could use him as a wide 9 rusher in San Francisco. But I think the best value is probably Minnesota or New England, them knowing how to use players that have this versatile type of skill set. And, with the Patriots pick, to me, they're going to be, top 5, top 10 pick. I would struggle to see that value there personally with Jalon Walker in the top 10 and then maybe later in the first round with the Vikings. Otherwise, I think you're looking at someone who could be miscast, someone who could struggle early to find a home in this league. I hope he ends up in a place that knows how to use his talents and develop his game, because he is a very, very exciting player, attacking the backfield, attacking ball carriers, attacking the quarterback, weaponizing his speed, athleticism, and his play demeanor. Like, he brings it, and there's no question about that. And I do think he can be a good zone coverage player as well, but you're going to have to find a team that really wants to focus on developing his pass rush, because it does need development, and developing him as an off-ball player as well. And a team that, again, like Minnesota, just makes so much sense to me. They've done it both ways. They've used guys that primarily played edge before and figured out how to use them off the ball, and they've utilized guys that are off-ball linebackers that know how to blitz, like Ivan Pace. So I would love that fit. I really would. Again, I see the potential. I see the upside, the playmaking, the skill set, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And for that reason, I currently have a second-round grade on him, and he's not in my top 32 currently. I see it, but I need to see a little bit more of it personally. Again, this is just my opinion. Would love to know what y'all think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.